we're making a game that utilizes animal adaptations to different scenarios, and I'm Haley Reinhardt.
Leo Stick.
Gabriella about this.
Okay. So the main idea of the game is basically to make a game where you have to change different attributes to get past certain obstacles. And it's going to be sort of a puzzle game. And this is like a picture of the main character. And you have to, we're going to try to make it in Steam's RPG Maker and then put it on Steam Greenlight.
Okay, so the application to biology, if the name doesn't just stick as adaptation, the strategy game, we're using the concept of genetic mutation and genetic adaptation in organisms to overcome specific situations, such as there is a section of the early game that we're making where there's a large cavern, yet there's an evolution or adaptation power-up that you can get that gives you wings so you can fly over it. Or there's one that gives you gills to get over a water section. We're trying to make it so a younger generation can get more in-depth into adaptation, evolution, and different concepts of genetic variations in biology at a younger age so that they're more keen to it when they get to the high school level, college level of learning genetics in Bio 1 and other aspects like that.
Wait,
Oh, no, okay. And we would try and get the game on Steam Greenlight, which is a place where indie developers can upload their games. And Twisted Pixel is a game company that specializes in indie games, so we would take a look at them as well. That's for audience.
Other than that, the specific age group would probably be anywhere from around 8 through 16, hopefully, because of the style art being a pixel game, so it's more likely to appeal to a younger generation being cartoonish and all. So hopefully that's what would happen with this.
And the style is like a top-down puzzle game.
Sort of like Pokemon.
Yeah, that's that type of style.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm Leoster.
I'm Haley.
Gabby.
Any questions?
Does any questions?
So do you guys think that there's a part of the whole thing that you can accomplish by November?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do have some like tutorial stages, like basic puzzle stuff and setup. I'm trying to figure out a way to like show it besides just pictures.
Yeah. So have you identified already like what adaptive characteristic features you want to actually really?
Yeah, we have
a list of a few, which include flight, like water breathing, camouflage, and like protective armor skin. And we're trying to think of a few others to make it a bit more challenging.
so like you have like a range and you have to figure out which ones would be the best.
And then what happens? So like they will play and they're gonna fight or something or go into an area and see who's adapted more.
Mhm.
Like the players are
Uh,
are the characters, or how is that?
Yeah, you play as the main character, and like there's some parts where you have to like use your skills to get through puzzle stages, and others where you have to fight. And so like what would be better fighting, what would be better like getting through the puzzle stages.
That's cool. How are you going to set it up where the understanding of the adaptation of the character can actually be understood, by your 8-year-old or, the younger?
We're probably going to use cartoon animations as cutscenes to when they're taking the adaptation to show the genetic as like a DNA helicase to show changing in that of
Right.
base pairs
Mhm.
to show the change on the player.
That's cool. Yeah, so then that's how they can understand the basics of it. That, I think that's a very cool thing, and I'm sure even your college students would really love to have that as well. At this point, because they're not probably still so prepared for the genetics aspect, and so that I think is a very cool thing to give to students. So who are your companies? Who do you think are going to actually utilize this? Have you identified?
Hopefully, Steam itself is a company in its own, owned by a bigger company called Valve, which is a large collection of games and everything, in which we're hoping to put the game onto for selling and everything on a product they have called Greenlight, which allows like more indie and unknown developers put games up for like less money, and so hopefully they'll take it. But there's also places like Twisted Pixels and a couple other gaming companies like Nintendo that might look at it and want to see it because of just the style that it's in, because it's a lot similar to styles of those types of games that they make already.
And if you will really put more of the educational side of it, if you incorporate more, you know, where it's still in the cartoon part, like you said, but really a lot of educational aspects, I think like Pearson would be very interested to get that, you know, and incorporate that as one of their video, you know, stuff that they already are putting in mastering biology or, you know, stuff like that. So I think you have good avenues for the educational companies as well, you know. Have you thought of doing Kickstarter for that, for this? Do you know the Kickstarter program that they have in the university?
Yeah, I know what Kickstarter is. But like most of the, I don't know what we would need the money for essentially, because we have, the program that we're using is RPG Maker, and that alone is basically all you need bundled up together to make a game. I don't like what extra stuff we would need from Kickstarter. But to get attention for it, that'd be a good idea, and for like marketing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking, that, you know, if this is really going to be something that would have a good application, you guys can actually think of, you know, making it as a proposal for Kickstarter. You know, if you, like I said, if you can have something by November, you know, that's a good, you know, thing to think